This is back to Digimon World 3. So, this is new to me still. This is a first ever playthrough. Big learning curve, very, very difficult game so far, lots of grinding involved. We've managed to get our 3 starters, Agumon, Renamon, Monmon, up to level 8 across the board. Now they have all got their evolutions as well, or the Digivolutions if you want to be particular about it. Agumon's got Greymon. Greymon is now level 10, I believe. Renamon has got Cubimon, which is also level 10, and Monmon has got Hookmon, which I think has just hit level 11. So they've all unlocked a technique as well, rather than just their normal physical attacks. Agumon is more of a physical attacker, so we are leaning into physical damage. And Renamon is a magical attacker, a bit of a glass cannon, actually quite low health. You can see compared to the other two. In fact, not that far off Monmon, to be honest, but much lower defense. With a good speed. And then Monmon is a bit of an all-rounder. From what I can work out, does a lot of physical damage, but also has a lot of speed to go alongside it. So what we're finding is that Monmon at the moment is sort of bringing up the back. Renamon actually has done more damage in this game, in like the early game sort of thing. Now, what I expected them to do, I expected it to be quite a bit of a difficult starter, but we're actually having more trouble with Monmon. So we're going to sort of carry on, see if we can make it through. We fight the Triceramon in the western area yesterday. We're now going to move on and try and get past that. We have actually got to go to a place called Sieru City, which we haven't got to yet because we even got out of the first area. We've actually died twice and managed to have to reload an old save to sort of start off again, which we did lose the progress there. So we're going to try and move past. Now we've got some levels, got some techniques. We're going to try and move past. We're going to get some heals first from the shop, and then we're going to go for it. So let's see what we got. Placebo. Typically a Water Star, Squirtle early, Toto mid, Froakie obviously. Lol, I actually went Score Bunny for the most recent. I like it, honestly. Water Starters, especially early game Water Starters, I do think are absolutely fantastic. Totodile, unreal. We just absolutely love Croconaw. Croconaw is definitely, and Feraligatr on top of that. But I do think Croconaw, the mid stage, was my favourite in that line. Swampert, I think, has got to be my favourite water starter. Coming from Mudkip, obviously. But I do think Swampert is my favourite last evolution of the water starters. I personally, bit of a Bulbasaur guy. Don't want to sound too like Gen 1 elitist, but I do think it's my favourite starter. But Gen 1s aren't my favourite generation. I do think that the Totodile generation was my favourite generation. I do think that they had the best. You know, you had Blaziken as your fire starter, Totodile. But I don't think I really sort of got on with Chikorita. So, yeah, not really into that one. The leaf starter in that generation wasn't my favourite. Okay, let's head towards... Bubble was definitely stat meta, well and truly. I think IV's kind of they kind of made the game and broke the game at the same time. I don't know if you agree with this. I think that they were a fantastic introduction because in the earlier games, no one actually cared about, you know, like the breeding aspect of it. There was no point to it really. It was unnecessary. I know it did help, but it wasn't really something that you leant towards. But in the later games, especially, the breeding is almost part of the gameplay now. Like, breeding out a good IV will take it a Pokemon all the way through. Whereas in the early game, breeding was just more of a gimmick. And yeah, you had obviously, you tended to lead towards the ones that were stat metas before worrying about anything else. So, you know, if you had Bulbasaur on the team, you'd basically walk... Yeah, you do need to breed, yeah, definitely. You'd kind of walk the early game with Bulbasaur, no problem at all, until you got to a fire, anything fire. But by the time you got to a fire gym leader, then you already had plenty of Pokemon to counteract it. So yeah, Bulbasaur kind of walked the early game, whereas someone like Charmander made the early game quite difficult, but obviously lent into the later game there, where it actually really came into its own. So. But yeah, if you are planning on battling, especially if you do battling competitive, then you can't do without breeding. Physically, the game is dead if you don't breed it, because you won't get anywhere near competitive. At least that's my opinion on the matter. But it's also a very, very time consuming aspect to the whole thing. especially sort of chasing down. Right, we're going to get 5 more of these because that'll give us 20. But yeah, especially if you plan on being actually competitive, it just means you've got to go out there and you've got to grind your catches. So it did give a reason to going out again and actually catching multiples of the same Pokemon, which you didn't really bother with in the earlier games. You kind of, if you wanted to complete the Pokedex, you kind of just caught one of everything. One of everything, leveled it up. 2 if you needed it for any particular reason. But you wouldn't bother catching multiples. Right, we don't need to go to the gym. We've done the gym recently. We haven't yet done the gym. It's still early days, only 9:50, so we haven't been to the gym yet. But our Digimon have. We'll be going to the gym later on. So, in fact, I just need to run back here. I think it did say where to go for Sierra City. Let's have a look. I've actually got a Venusaur tattoo on my leg. I am looking to get all 150 down my leg, if possible. First goal is Sierra City, and feature Sierra is straight east from this city. Okay, so the way Digimon works. Yeah, thank you very much. Digimon is definitely quite a nostalgic game. It's kind of why I wanted to play it, like especially these earlier ones. I know a lot of people have played through like Cyber Sleuth and Hacker's Memory on stream, but I do think these early games that were more difficult. I mean, this one is kind of like the mid ground. I think Digimon 1 was very unforgiving, and in fact, as a childhood game, was almost impossible. Learning the actual meta and stuff like that, and actually learning how to train and evolve the correct Digimon was very, very difficult. Whereas this is a bit more forgiving because you get to keep your Digivolutions, whereas you didn't in that one. But then in something like Cyber Sleuth, which was a lot easier, you didn't have to worry so much about that because you could kind of like de-digivolve and digivolve at whim. This is a bit more difficult because the EXP and the level grind in the Digimon that you're coming up against are very, very difficult. So we, like for example, like we got Colamon. Colamon to the west actually wiped us out twice, I think. Just because purely we didn't have the damage to or the HP for that matter to actually survive it. Yeah, I thought it was quite an awesome idea. I've got currently Alakazam, Haunter, Venusaur, Charizard on my leg at the moment. My next one is going to be Zapdos. I'm trying to do a bit of a multicolour down because it's on my lower leg at the moment, and I also want Mewtwo down there too. But yeah, eventually I want to try and get as many of the original 151 as I possibly can. Although I do think I'm going to run out of space, and I'm going to have to sort of like what I'm thinking of doing is doing some of my more favourite ones into like slightly larger tattoos up my leg, and then fill the gaps in between with smaller versions of like the less favourite Digimon. So for example, Pokemon. I don't really want like a massive Rattata, for example, but I do want Rattata on my leg, so Rattata will have to go like lower down, whereas I can have a bigger Raticate, something like that. And that way then I can use like, I can have main centerpieces and fillers. So in Digimon, the way that the directions work is you kind of have top right hand corner is north, bottom right hand corner is south, and then obviously you've got west and east then respectively. So they said that Sierra City was east of this city, so if that city is in the north, and hopefully we go east, which is this direction, to go to Sierra City. Now I am just guessing that, but that is how it's always been in any of the Digimon games, so we're going to go with that one. So where did that say? Let's go back there again. So we're going to go into Central Sector Wire Forest Entrance. So this is a brand spanking new area for us. We've not been here yet. We have been one screen to the west and one screen to the south. One screen to the south was safe. We was only fighting Vegemon and Betamons down there. One screen to the west was a bit hit or miss. There was a few Vegemon in the early screen, but then in the later screen we got Colamon, which, like I said, wiped us out twice. So we actually lost 5 levels and had to go back to our last save point and then regrind that over again. And then if we was then to go into that west screen and then north, we'd get to the Triceramon, which by the end of it we was managing to take down quite easily with Renamon and Greymon, or Cubimon and Greymon. Monmon being Hookmon was still struggling. So let's see what this direction takes us into. Yeah, Placebo. I've actually got so that's sort of my first sort of got here. We got Tapemon. We know we can take out Tapemons. So yeah, so I'm putting Pokemon on my right leg. Like I said, the original Kanto Dex, and I've got Digimon down my right arm. Sorry, Digimon. Dragon Ball Z down my right arm. Playing Digimon. Got Dragon Ball Z down my right arm. Battle between Goku and Broly, with Shenron coming up and over my right shoulder. That's still a work in progress. It's a big tattoo that I got sort of stuck into a couple of years ago and then never really completed it because it was such slow progress. And it's kind of like run to a bit of an ending point at the moment where we've not managed to move forward with it. But yeah, got Dragon Ball Z on my right arm as well. So we've actually already gone one screen through here. We didn't actually find anything to fight there apart from a Tapemon. Blackout cover. Yeah, do you know what? And I must admit, although blackouts have become very popular recently, I have seen a lot of blackout sleeves, blackout pieces. Do you know what? It looks fantastic. It really, if it's really well done and you've got an even shading across the entire part, the entire sort of section, it looks brilliant. I have seen a couple that look very patchy. I think it's either from overworking the skin itself or just, you know, a bad artist, which can happen. Unfortunately, it's still out there. But yeah, if you get a blackout done correctly, I think a blackout could look really, really cool. I do think I'd like a blackout on my lower left arm, my forearm or something like that. Yeah, bad post. It can be exactly that. It's not even the artist. It can be a heavy hand from the artists themselves. Could be, you know, too deep, too aggressive, gone over it too much. Sometimes you need to go back because not everybody can hold it well. Or yeah, like you said, some people just don't look after them. So right, this is the first interaction with a Kuwagamon. We'll get back onto the tattoos in just a second. But yeah, Kuwagamon. So first ever come up against a Kuwagamon. Now, well, apart from the very early battle where we did actually have one that was owned by a trainer, but this is the first wild Kuwagamon. Gangster, thank you very much. Really appreciated for the love. Thank you. What brought you here? Obviously some PBS, a bit of Potato Squad. I love it, mate. Very supportive over there, which I do appreciate. Gangster, drop your favourite Pokemon starter in the chat, please. It would be appreciated. That's what we're doing here today. We're judging. We're basing our opinions of people on their placebo. Thank you very much for coming from PB as well, but it's really appreciated. And like I said, it is fantastic supporting community over there. I've jumped into a few people's streams, and there are a lot of people over there that are really sort of loving it. Yeah, bring out the Potato Squad. Spud. Alright, so go with Kuwagamon. So we're going to go with a Flame Ball, which we know is going to be effective because it's basically that you've still got the elemental damage here. So the fire still does up against grass type Digimon and against bug type Digimon very, very strong. As you can see, 260 damage straight off the bat, no problem at all. But yeah, sorry, back to the yeah. So a lot of people, I think, they're very like, you've got old school methodology of looking after tattoos, which some people just let them dry out, let them fucking go crusty, and you get a lot of scabbing, you get a lot of like skin peeling off and stuff like that, and I do think that degrades the quality of the finished tattoo. Some people absolutely disagree with that. Some people will sit there and watch the tattoo scab over and be very happy with it. It's never been the way I've done it, and I've always been sort of Cyndaquil. Yes, my man. That's a solid choice, actually. Cyndaquil is fucking excellent. Cyndaquil's excellent. Really like that one. Especially like when he evolves out, he becomes unstoppable. But yeah, a lot of people, especially like a lot of people argue on this one. But for myself, like I've always kept them moisturised, always kept them covered for a couple of days. Let them, you know, keep them clean, keep them dry, and I've keep them clean and keep them moisturised rather than let them dry. And I've always ended up with good quality, good finished tattoos. I've never had a problem with any sort of peeling or patchiness from doing that. I do research my artists quite consistently. Like I'll spend weeks, if not months, first of all, researching my artist first, making sure I like their work, they're finished, they're watching their stories on Instagram, just to make sure that what I'm going to get is what I want. which I do think helps. I do think that makes a big difference. I do think getting the right person for the work that you want, because like not every artist will be good at blackouts. Not every artist will be good at colour. Not every artist will be good at realism or tribal or line work. It all depends on really, I think, what you want. But a lot of people just go down to the nearest tattoo artist and think that that's going to be good, and it don't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. Like, you know, for example, if you're good at, I don't know, if you're good at COD, for example, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good at playing something along the lines of like Dark Souls. So I think it works the same way if you start talking about like tattoos or anything else in real life for the matter. It should be, from start to finish, it should be research. 100% you want that tattoo. Research. Double check you want that tattoo. Double check that the artist is actually capable of doing that tattoo. Watching, a lot of them actually do stories nowadays on Instagram where you can see the before, the during, the finished work. It all matters. Like a tattoo fresh out the gun that the artist will take a picture of, fresh out the gun, done and dusted, there it is, will look fantastic. Doesn't matter who they are, doesn't matter how good they are. 9 times out of 10, a fresh tattoo will look good. And obviously there are there's a few situations where that may not be the case, but it will look good 9 times out of 10. It's 2, 3, 4, a month later that when you look back at the tattoo after it's finished healing, and it's like, oh, actually, yeah, that's completely bled out, or it's completely scabbed up, or actually the line work is dead patchy, which you missed when it was first done. I think you should always, like, if you like a tattoo that an artist has done in their story, usually they'll try and tag in their client, go to their client's page, see if the client updates it. You'll end up with sort of knowing what you get. I don't know what this means. Were you surprised to see me? I used to be called Gal Gamer Haruko. Not a clue. I mean, that really feels like a reference to something, but I don't know any Gal Gamer Haruko. Am I supposed to know you? Are you famous on TikTok? If you are, good luck with that one. Okay, so there's nothing around this area. Let's move down into a different area here. I suppose I'm a little bit sort of passionate, I suppose, about getting or people's tattoos and stuff like that, because it's such a big choice. Like you say, it's such a big process. And I hate it when people get it wrong, and then end up having to go for cover-ups, or end up having to go for, to get it reworked or touched up or something like that. Like I do feel like you can just avoid that whole process, be happy with the finished result if you just spend a bit more time getting it right, choosing the right person, that kind of thing. It's quite a big passion, especially considering I like my tattoos. I've got a fair few of them, and I do think getting it right matters. East, right, Sierra City, west, Asuka City, and south, Forest Inn. So we just come from Asuka City. Sierra City obviously is to our right-hand side, and then we're going to go to the Forest Inn first. Yeah, I wish I would have been such a stickler about it when I was 17 instead of being a sellout canvas. The thing is, I mean, I agree with you, absolutely. Like, I've got tattoos that if I was to go back now, I can't say I don't regret any of them. I don't hate any of them, but I do think I could have done like better, or I could have chosen better with the area that they're in. Does that make sense? Like, I feel like 12 bits, that's an expensive night stay. I feel like I would have chosen a better artwork or design for the area they're in. Like, I've got a pin-up, Sailor Jerry style pin-up down my right arm, in the underarm, and I just feel like I could have done so much better with the area than what I have actually done. And now you're stuck with it, because unless I get it overworked or covered up, there's no way of getting rid of it, or just black out the entire arm, which looks good, like I said, but once you've blacked it out, there's not a lot more you can do either. Any at all? Probably wouldn't have any now because I've been so picky. Yeah, fair enough. I can only respect that. Like, it's something that in the earlier days, like I've got tribal down my left arm, for example, from the top of my neck, or the bottom of my neck there, right the way down to just below my elbow, and I've got tribal design, and it's such a waste of space. Like, I would have loved to put anything at all there now that wasn't tribal, but at the age of 17, tribal was cool as anything. So, of course, I'm going to put tribal on my arm because everybody else was putting tribal on. It looked badass at the time. But now I've just got this black filler that's too close to put anything in. So, yeah, you never know what you're going to do, eh? Hey, hindsight is a wonderful thing, as they say. Hindsight is a wonderful thing. I love Bakumon. I can't find him anywhere. And I see ghosts here. They're everywhere. Acting like normal Digimon. It scares me. Yeah, it scared me too, but I'll be honest. Let's have a look. Okay, but there's nothing at all down here, is there? So that was a waste of time. No Bakumon. I thought we was going to see like a Bakumon or something. Okay. What have you, Placebo? What have you got, mate, that you're really not loving? What is it that you've got that really sort of stands out to you? Gangster. So Cyndaquil, mate. I like that. So does that? How old does that make you then? But does that make you like mid-20s ish? If Cyndaquil is your one to go with? I'm only basing that off the fact that obviously a lot of us would go early Gen 1 if you were kind of like at my age. 23. Let's have a look. Right, so we've got another Kunamon. So we're not going to bother with any main damage off Kunamon. Yeah, 357. We're doing huge damage anyway, so we don't really need to go and worry about that. I've actually had to call an alarm engineer out because under my desk at the moment we have the house alarm, the wire that runs through to the sounder box. Outside on the wall, I have just run over it. I did this just before I started the stream. I literally pulled my chair in and ran straight over my sounder alarm. So the alarm was going off the best part of like 15 minutes straight, which means I had to disconnect the house alarm for the moment, which is not ideal. So I've got an engineer coming out at some point, but we'll worry about that later. What we got? Tamer Robber. Oh, it's a kind tamer. Okay, I didn't realise that. I know. I'm dreading the fucking bill as well, pizza. It's like the wire. Whoever's installed the actual wire itself, because actually this is actually a pretty new house. This is why, as you can see, the wall behind me still needs decorating. Because we're in a new home. We moved in just over a month ago, so we've been decorating stuff like that. I've got my desk set up, but we pulled the carpet up recently because the carpets were gross, and we've got like bare floorboards. But whoever's installed the alarm hasn't gone underneath the floorboards. What they've done is they've gone straight over the top. So I've got my desk set up here. Really, it's the best place for it in the house. It's ideal. But as I've wheeled my chair in, obviously the wheel hits has to go over the alarm wire every single time. And I guess because I've been going in and out and in and back out again and wheeling it when I'm going up, going down and finishing streams and stuff like that, eventually, like I went over it today and I literally just felt it like separate underneath the wheel, and it just started going off straight away. It was absolutely, it's right outside the wall here as well, so you can see my window here. It's like up here, and it was just bawling for like 20 minutes straight. So I had to ring the engineer. We've turned it off for now. He's got to come out and reconnect the damn thing. And apparently, it's not something I can do myself, which I think it might be, but he's telling me I can't. So, like, apparently it voids the warranty or something like that, but we'll see. So we're going to try a fight against the Quagamon rather than waste the MP, just in case we need it later. Yeah, I'm hoping just to connect a wire. The only thing is, like, a lot of these people, like, they charge like a call-out charge, don't they? So usually it's like a base rate of like 40 quid before you've even started, and I'm really hoping it's not going to be anything really more than 40 quid, which, because I'll be devastated if I've just done something stupid like that. But like, what are you supposed to do? It's the wire's there. I can't wheel my chair in without running over a wire. It's stupid. Right, so we're in the next area. So this is coming up to Sierra City. Doesn't look like oh, okay. There's a Christmas present there. Okay, we've got a Crabmon. This is our first ever encounter of a Crabmon. I don't know why I've got Agumon out. Oh, is it because it's... So I've actually read this. Someone in the chat was telling me this the other day. So I've set it so that my Digimons come out evolved, which is why Greymon comes out straight away rather than Agumon coming out. But apparently if you get ambushed, which it just said there I got an ambush, apparently if you get ambushed by anything, then your Digimons get caught off guard and they come out as their rookie form. So at the moment, like against the Crabmon, I don't think that's going to be too much of a threat, but I could really see that being a massive pain in the ass if you like in the later game and something really like major jumps out at you and you just sat there as like, oh my god, I'm just Agumon, why am I up against like a Birdramon or something like that? Or can I imagine like a Devimon or something like that? You're like, oh god, that's a fucking Devimon. What am I supposed to do now? Right, so we're going to go with Tech Pepper Breath because we know we've got the strength here. Hopefully we can take down a Crabmon. I'm not sure about its defense. I guess it's quite high. 444 damage. Okay, so apparently it wasn't that high damage defense. Welcome everyone to the chat. I can see we've got a few more people in. Thank you very much for joining the chat today. If you can, drop your favourite Pokemon starter in the chat, please. We are currently judging everybody based on our opinions off your starter generation. So yeah, let me know what you got. Let me know what your favourites are and where you go with it. Okay, can you evolve on your first time? Yeah, you can. You can. So I've actually... He's actually saying the first thing you can do is you can like Digivolve into it. If you want to, you can just go straight into a Digivolution. Oh, let's go down there first. But it takes up a move. So if you Digivolve, for example, like... Because you go here, DV, then obviously you've got Agumon, Greymon. If you Digivolve, it takes your first turn. And I'm guessing, like, if you're up against something quite strong, you can obviously evolve into Greymon, which would then tank some bit more damage, but it's a wasted move. So the way I sort of see it, like, if thing that jumps us isn't too strong, I think I might just leave it as the rookie. But if it's something like you said, like a Birdramon, because the thing is with an ambush as well, he was telling me, with an ambush, then what you get is they get the first turn as well. So you bring Agumon out because he's been caught off guard. And also they get the first turn. So like a big hitter, like I'm guessing like Devimon's gonna be quite a big hitter against your Agumon would be a bit of a problem. Yes, you can evolve it, assuming the first turn doesn't go too badly. But yeah, you are stuck with your rookie form and them getting the first turn as well. Let's see what's down here. Okay, I feel like that's the right way to go. So let's go up here. Nothing. Okay, that was a waste of time. Let's carry on back down. Pizza, have you played Digimon World 3 yourself? Is Digimon something that you're normally interested in? Better not, see, we're not wasting this. So I feel like we're doing quite well here, aren't we? So it's all getting a bit easy. I am hoping we can find something a bit stronger and really sort of... Oh, what's this way? Start leveling up a little bit. Was that? Is there anything this way? No, that's a waste of time again. No. Have you played any of them? Like, have you played Cyber Sleuth or Digimon World 1? Or do you just like, no, is it nostalgia? Do you remember the game from seeing it being played as a kid? Or is it just completely new to you? I started off as a sprog with Digimon World 1. But like I said earlier on, like I found that it was a very, very, very complicated game. I don't know if you've ever seen it played, but it's very complicated for the sort of generation, I suppose, like the ages it was aimed at. Because there's so many like mechanics to the game. for a start, like your Pokemon actually had like an age or a lifespan, and what would happen is you had like in-game days. So you had like X amount of days as a baby Pokemon, X amount of days as a rookie Pokemon, X amount of days as a champion, X amount of days as an ultimate, if you could get it there. But you did have to like keep it healthy, so you had to like take it to the toilet, and you had to feed it and let it sleep on time. Make sure it was healthy, like it couldn't be low health for too long, that kind of thing. And the whole mechanic aspect of it was very, very, very complicated for a game that was aimed at kids, because like if you, for example, like if you missed too many toilet breaks, your Pokemon would get sick and die. But your Digimon would get sick and die. But you may not even get to champion level. Like it might die as a rookie. Or if you did get to champion, it could kind of go off the... Yeah, very much like a Tamagotchi. Because obviously you had Digivices as well. Same kind of idea as a Tamagotchi. But yeah, the idea obviously to get into the end game of Digimon World 1, you needed Ultimates. Or Megas if you can get them. In fact, I don't know if there was Megas in it. But you definitely need Ultimates. But to get like... a Metal Dramon or something like that, or something strong enough to take down the end game, took so much effort and so much training, because you have to train strength, speed, health, wisdom, all that kind of stuff, and you had to train the right number of each one, so you had to get like an X number of one and an X number of other, so you could achieve that correct evolution path, because Digimon evolutions aren't fixed. So it's always been like in Pokemon, you've got like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, and it'll always be fixed. Like if you catch a Bulbasaur, it will be a Venusaur. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to be a Venusaur. Whereas in Digimon, you've got paths. So like Agumon doesn't necessarily have to become Greymon. Greymon doesn't have to become Metal Greymon. It can go Skull Greymon, or even something like Sukamon or Centaurmon or something like that. Like there's different. Yeah, it all depends on if you train strength, it'll go one way. If you train wisdom, it'll go another way. If you train defense, if you go another way. If you train wisdom, it'll go another way. So you've got like different evolution paths. And what you found with the early games, because it only gives you a certain amount of days in each form, it would be easier to kill it than actually get the evolution correct. It's brilliant, a really fantastic mechanic if you understand it. And as like a 10-year-old kid, you do not understand it. Like it is an absolute nothing. The idea of having to take your Pokemon to have a shit is your Digimon to have a shit is like the worst thing in the world. When you're midway through, because you could be like, so there's only toilets, for example, every like 2 or 3 screens, and you have to run through the entire screen and then the next screen and the next screen to go and to actually get back for it to take a toilet. And if in that window it went, you've missed that toilet break, and that sort of like marks it up as one failed toilet break. And then obviously, like I said, if you fail it too much, it then gets ill and dies. Very complicated. Brilliant. Really, really good. But yeah, real pain in the ass. I don't think we're going to get Greymon sort of to evolve, but we might do. Yanmamon. So this is... We've basically got Yanma is from Pokemon. Yanmamon in this. I'm guessing Yanma means some sort of dragonfly. But yeah, so basically, if like Greymon, for example, Greymon's natural evolution would be to Metal Greymon. You've probably seen him in the anime, or if you watch the show. He's got the plates that open on his chest that fires the rockets out, the rockets that look like little orange fish. He then evolves into War Greymon. But if you get it wrong, or if, for example, like he gets corrupted, or if you get too many toilet breaks, then he actually becomes Skull Greymon. Now, Skull Greymon looks dope as fuck. I don't know if you've ever seen Skull Greymon. He's actually, I think he was in the 3rd episode. He basically looks like he's like a skeleton version of Greymon with wings and like a big missile on his back. Epic Digimon. Really, really cool. I'm actually hoping to get him in this evolution chain, because I know you definitely can get him. I was told the other day. But I'm hoping to get him but the only problem with him is because he's a corrupted version of Greymon, he isn't actually as strong as what Metal Greymon would be. Because Metal Greymon's where he's supposed to go. Does that make sense? Does it all make sense? It's very complicated, but that's kind of the best way to describe it. He's supposed to go to Metal Greymon, but if he doesn't and goes to Skull Greymon, he gets a bit weaker. He'll get like a higher attack but like a lower defense, whereas Metal Greymon might be more balanced, if that makes sense. Right, so we're in Sierra City, finally. It would waste if I didn't fight. Okay, well, can we fight? Nope, apparently not. So let's go in here, see what's in here. Right, so this is the item shop. Let's talk to you. So we need to talk to you. I wonder who Maria is. I'm worried because she had to cry, baby. Okay, don't know who Maria is, but we'll see if we can find her. Let's go in here. Right, we've got Piximon. So Piximon's an ultimate. Doesn't look like much, but what you actually find is like a lot of ultimates don't really look like much, to be honest with you. There's a few big ultimates out there, but weirdly, like a lot of them don't look that fantastic. Piximon, though, is one of the strongest Digimon in both the anime and games. Very, very difficult to take down. I'll be in charge of Digimon Data Pi, so you want to come switch Digimon, come talk to me, Pi. P? Oh. Okay, so I'm guessing you can like switch Digimon out there. Let's go up here. Oh, why is this so much fun? It's so much fun. Disgusted. You're from Megumi's rival company. Don't tell, but we're here to spy with Digimon Online, okay? I feel like that's not good, but Sierra Leader is currently is running. Sorry, Sierra Leader is training at the Protocol Ruins. It's northwest of here, right? So I've got to go. Oh fuck me! I've got to go back out. Why'd I have to come here then? Right, it's fuck all there. So let's go back out here. There's a lot of to and fro in these sort of things, I must admit. There's a lot of going back and finding somebody else and then coming back to this area. Okay, so he said northwest, didn't he? Right, so I am going to guess we're going to go back to this next, the last area, because we could go up from there. Kiwimon, that's a strange one. So we're very strong as Agumon at the moment. I think we're not going to have a problem here. I don't know what level. So Agumon evolved into Greymon, or we got the evolution for Greymon at level 5. But Greymon is now level. Did it say 14 there? I think. Did it say 14? Let's have a quick look. So we're in status. See Digivolve. Greymon, so yeah, 14. Right, so see, I don't know when Greymon will evolve into like his next phase. If anybody knows that, let me know, but I don't. It might be like 15, but then again, it could be something like 20. We really have no idea. See how that wasn't an ambush, and we've come up against Crabmon again, but this time straight out as an evolution. We get the first attack because our speed's quite high. So that's another one as well. Like so with speed, for example, it allows you to attack first, but sometimes it allows you to attack twice before they get their first move, because it's all done on like a ticket rotor basis. You can see it in like Cyber Sleuth on the left hand side. You'll have like your individual turns, because it's all turn based, but it actually shows you it's not like they take a turn, we take a turn, they take a turn, we take a turn. It's actually more like a roll of the dice. Learn triple fire. Okay, Agumon learned. Right. So we could just hit 15, but we didn't get an evolution there. Okay, we're going to go back this way. Yeah, because we could go. I think it's back here. And then up here. I don't know if you can hear it, but I really feel like the walking sounds, the animation they've got for the walking is really satisfying. Okay. Okay, can't do anything over there. There's lots of... Okay, I think we're going to come up against something spider related. Will it be Dokumon? Yeah, Dokugamon. Okay. So Dokugamon's a champion, I believe, which would be the same level as Greymon. He's ambushed us here as well. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It is very, very similar. Same kind of noise. The sort of, yeah, like scuffed kind of rushed walking. I think it's really, really satisfying noise. But we do massive damage to Dokugamon. I do think it's see, and we got to attack again there. So it's because our speed is higher than Dokugamon's speed. We get to get double attack sometimes. It's not all the time. It's not guaranteed. It's like a roll of the dice kind of job. A bit of RNG plays it. But sometimes you can get 2 or 3 attacks in before they get 1. And if you can, then you can get away with not being damaged. Right, where the fuck do I go here? Oh, right, okay. There's trees there. Can I go that way? Can't go that way. Right, that's back down that way. Can't go that way. Yeah, so it looks like we've got it. Okay, hold on. I'm just kind of mashing the D-pad. Yeah, I'm just kind of wiggling the D-pad around it. That's... No, can't go that way. Right. Not being able to see what I'm doing is really fantastic. Right, so first attack from a Goburimon. These are always quite... They're only a champion, which means they're like a third stage Digimon. But they're not that hard to kill. They're quite a weak evolution. Yeah, I don't know when we get I don't know when we get... We've got champions because Greymon's a champion, but I don't know when we get ultimates or megas. Right, okay. What sort of stuff do you stream, Placebo? I'm guessing you're streaming if you're coming in from Potato Bomb Squad. So, what is it that you got? What do you stream? See, I think he'll do more damage to us here because we're only Agumon. Oh, I was wrong. I'm going for Pepper Breath. I think they're a bit of like a rock base, so it might not do that much damage, but... No, I was wrong. We did a lot of damage. 369. It's a huge damage. I am just kind of running around. There's nothing up there. Minotaurumon. I can see him being complicated. Right, we've not actually used Triple Fire yet, so should we try Triple Fire and see how much damage that can do? Oh, so 3 bigger hits there. 430. Bloody hell. Okay, so that's big damage. Big damage there from Agumon. And that's level 16 again for Greymon. Right, so fantastic. I do think we might have to swap out and use somebody else here. Just also to keep things interesting for the gameplay as well. Let's try swapping out to Renamon. We've always got Agumon there in the background if we need him. It's a very interesting place, I must admit. I can't really see what's going on. Fight. We're going to go in... Oh, I did that wrong. I forgot I was using Agumon. We're not using Agumon. That's going to not do a lot of damage at all. Yeah. 110. So he's going to hit us quite hard here. Because we're only... I think I should go for a fight again rather than waste it now. So I feel like we'll do a lot of damage when we do finally hit. Okay. Okay, he looks very, very difficult. I don't know if I want to talk to him just yet. I can go this way as well, so I'm going to try going that way. Yeah, I don't know if I want to talk to him yet. Right, so... Oh, so what can I do here? Can I get... Oh, okay, right, so I can jump down here. Straight into an encounter. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see what we're going to do here. Just answer back to a message there. Do apologise. Right, so what have we got? So we got Right, against the Minotaur one. Now, they're going to have high defense. There's no doubt about that. So I am just going to smash them out with a Thunderbolt and see what can happen. So there's huge damage there. I do think they're going to hit quite hard. I'm hoping it's not going to be too much. Right, so we're okay. There's no point in following up with another one, so we're just going to use that. Just going to attack fight, because that'll do enough damage then. Even though it's not great, it'll still do enough damage to take down Minotaur one there. So it should give us quite a bit of XP here. 27, that's not too bad. Puts Cubimon up to level 11. Okay, that's an easy one to find through. And I think this must then be the Sierra City Gym Leader. He's got Vmon, an Agumon, and a Galmon. So, okay, hopefully we don't have to take down. Hopefully he hasn't got the big evolutions for those, because I don't want like a Metal Greymon, an X-Vmon, and... Oh my god, who is Galmons? I can't remember now. Defeat Master Tyranno in Tyranno Valley. So where's Tyranno Valley? Still haven't fought Master Tyranno. I'm sorry I can't fight with you yet. Tyranno Valley is northeast of Sierra City. So this is what I was talking about. Like, there's a lot of backwards and forwards. I've got to go back to Sierra City now. So I've been to Sierra City. I've then had to go to here from Sierra City. And I've got to go back to Sierra City again to go to fight Master Tyrannoron. Which is really what we wanted. Welcome to the chat today. We're carrying on playing through on Digimon World 3. First ever playthrough for myself, so I'm kind of playing it a bit blind. I haven't Googled anything. I've not watched any reviews. I've had a few tips from some fantastic people in the chat, but we've kept it so it's just pointers and not any sort of like spoilers. So we are still new to the whole game, and we're just finding a way through. So we've just been into the ruins, Protocol Ruins, there to find the Sierra City Gym Leader. Who's just told us now to go back to Sierra City, I think. Well, northeast of Sierra City. Now, this was a bit of a pain, trying to find my way through here. What have we got? Right, so we're going to go... We kind of wiggled our way through this, so I think it's that way. Yeah, right. Right, I think we're going the right way. Okay, all right. I think we got it. We got it. Ah. So a bit of Dokugamon again, I think. If you're new to the chat, drop your favourite starter in the chat, please. Your favourite Pokemon starter. I want to know what it is that you guys choose when you start a new Pokemon game. I'm guessing you're here because you've got some sort of interest in games like Digimon, Pokemon, that kind of thing. And I want to know what it is that you go with. And also, it'll tell me what generation you kind of like, so which gives me a sort of a clue then as well to what age you are. Because I know, like, if you're going to go for like Score Bunny, for example, like you're not going to be 32 years old, are you? Because no one's going to pick Score Bunny over someone like Cyndaquil. Cubimon level 12. Excellent. Or Torchic, actually. Torchic was also a good start, wasn't it? Blazaka and all that. Okay, so we're going to go this way. And then this way. Boom, 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 boom. Right, so back down here, la 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 la. We're going to go back through this way. This takes us back to Divermon's Lake. All the way back down here across the bridge. There's Divermon in there. Going to go back down here. There's a lot of backwards and forwards, I must admit. Yeah, let me know what your starters are in the chat. I'm very interested in seeing what everybody would go with and what their choices are. Pokemon starters, that is. Personally, Bulbasaur guy, even though I'm currently wearing a Gengar hat, but he's never a starter, but he's definitely a key element to the team at every single game I play through. And the good thing is, like, he shows up in a lot of them as well. Like, the evolution chain of Ghastly does tend to be in a majority of the games, so I can always find Haunter and Gengar. Although in the early games you couldn't get Gengar because you had to do a trade first, which is a pain. Nowadays you can get around it. Nowadays you can get around it with ROM hacks and stuff like that, but yeah, especially playing the vanilla games, yeah, you need somebody else there. Okay, so going back down this way. Is everybody familiar with Digimon games? Has anyone played Digimon World 3 before? If not, have you played any Digimon like Cyber Sleuth or even the earlier World 1 or anything like that? This is my first playthrough, but I have played World 1. Never finished it, was very, very difficult, but I have played through Cyber Sleuth and Hyper's Memory, which we may play on stream at some point as well, in later on. But we are going to work through this one first. But yeah, if anyone's not familiar with Digimon, let me know what you got and what brought you here. If you don't understand Digimon, give me a shout. I can always explain like the basics of it at least. Like I've got a good understanding of how it all works. So we are going to nip back into Sierra City first. These encounters are starting to get a bit annoying, I must admit. Got a bit of a... There we go. These encounters are starting to get a bit annoying. I would wish we could just get in the city. We didn't usually get this many sort of encounters, but there's nothing to stop them. Like you've got no mechanics in the game to actually stop encounters. There's no repel or anything like that. So you just gotta kind of either run from them, which can be a bit tricky because it's not always successful. It's like a dice roll. So sometimes it's just a bit easier just to actually defeat them and move on. Okay, right, so we needed to go in here, I think. Sierra Tower. No, wrong one. So I'm looking for Gatomon, which is the little white cat, because I want to heal. There it is. Right, so we want to heal up first. Oh, it's gone up. That was 12 bits a minute ago. Why is that gone to 16 bits? That's ridiculous. It's like paying for a Premier Inn. Absolute daylight robbery. We've got a Gatomon up... Divemon up here. Don't have a card folder. Go get one out of Suka's Yellow Cruise. Okay, right, we'll do that afterwards. Card folders relate back to the... So you've actually got an in-game card game as well. So it's like a trading card game based within the game itself. So you can collect different trading cards. And then you can find like traders or players around the game that will allow you to battle them in the card game. Now I've not actually got any of the card game. I've not done any of the card game myself yet, but I will be going back and getting that card game so we can actually experience it. I've never done it before. We can experience it. It's very complicated. It's like playing Yu-Gi-Oh! In the modern setting. So good luck with that because that's impossible. I don't know if anyone has actually played like Yu-Gi-Oh! In today's setting. I don't know if anyone plays Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Dual World or Dual Links or anything like that. It is unbelievably complicated. The meta is just unbelievable. You can the one I grew up with. I mean, the basic trading card game is still playable, but not competitively now. There's link summons. There's all sort of pendulum summons. It's unstoppable now. He's so cool. Okay. I don't know what's this way. I've not been this way yet. Let's talk to... I heard Crybaby Maria. What should I do? She's looking for you, so... Is she not back here? We saw her in this place. She's literally outside the door, like she's there. That's the one of Maria's. See that? She's there. She's out there. You can't tell her. That's a pain in the ass, isn't it? I don't think we need any heals. Let's just check items. Items... Power charge. We've got 21 power charges, so I don't think we need any of those. Did anybody see a Gargamon inside there? He's like a big green rabbit with a gun on his arm. There he is. Right, so that's Gargamon. So Gargamon does like armory sales, which is like equipment that you can buy for your Digimon to introduce to like increase individual stats. So you can have like damage, defense, wisdom, that kind of thing, and then that then suits different Digimon, so you can see what they'll fit. If I press circle, which is actually so you can see that Renamon, Agumon, or Monmon can't use the Zandam sword. Now they can all use the what on earth that is. Shishiumaru. Yeah, okay. Agumon gets a lot more damage from that, so he's getting 20 points of damage on top of that. Renamon gets 20 points of damage. Monmon gets 20 points of damage. Monmon doesn't actually need the damage. He's doing 173 damage at the moment. Agumon's probably would benefit from that. It is 500 bits. Let's have a look, see if we've got anything. Bloody hell, that's massive. Okay, so we might get both of those, because that's a no-brainer for Mon. Cat gives nothing to anybody that's worthwhile. Tin Helmet. Now, I am looking to increase Renamon's defense a bit. 127. The next page. 128. 122. So 128 might be ideal there for Renamon. I think we should buy that. It's only 150 bits. Let's put that on to Renamon. Okay, perfect. Right. Right, we're going to go back there. Now, I think I want to buy the... Yes, I'm going to buy the Shuriken there for Mon. That's going to put massive damage into Mon. I do feel like he's... Yeah, that's... nothing here, though, gives any more damage to any of the other two. So I'm going to put the Shishi Maru onto Agumon as well. That increases Charisma and increases damage. So you can do it again, which is strange. I don't know how you can give more than one, but apparently you can. Sun Visor. Oh, I think they can dual wield, actually. So I think it's just one-handed they can wield too. So the one at the bottom, the stars, is Charisma, which you need for certain Charisma checks within the game. Usually it's certain areas to get into. I know we couldn't get into one early game back in Asuka City, which was called El Dorado. Yeah, play on that as well. That was the way. We'll have to see if we can go back there at some point and go back through that. But we're not leaning into that just at the moment. I am just kind of... See, Agumon's defense could go up a little bit, but I don't know if it's worth buying something like this for it. I think we might leave that, actually. We might leave that and save the money a little bit, because everything's quite expensive. So we're going to go... We've got enough of that, so we're going to go here. And we're going to go and try and find... So we have to go to Tarano Valley, which it said was to the northeast. Now, I have said earlier on, but I'm not sure if you're aware, if you're new to the stream or new to Digimon, the way this works, obviously, as you can see, like he kind of runs diagonal. The screens kind of work with that, so that way kind of being north, that way being south, that way being west, and that way being east. So if we want to head sort of northeast, we kind of got to go this way and follow the road round, I suppose. Kicking Forest. We're looking to sort of try and go north, I guess, from here. Apparently we're going to get stuck straight into an encounter and we get stuck behind a tree. Vegemon, this far in, that's quite frustrating. So we're doing a fair amount of damage on that, and I do feel like we're just not wasting MP on these things with doing techniques, because we may need it for later on, and I'm looking to level up Renamon or Cubimon a little bit more. I'm trying to get to at least like level 15, 16, which Cubimon's turn now. So we want to kind of go up here. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Right, we can go up here. I don't know what to expect. Tarano Valley obviously we're going to be fighting Tyrannomon, which is quite a strong Digimon. Okay, right, so this definitely feels like Tarano Valley to me. Okay, so there's like fossils there. Can I go up here? Yeah, but there's nothing up here. Okay, let's go back down here. Now we've got... What's down there? Let's carry on going up a minute. We'll sort of explore a bit more afterwards. So, I don't really know where I'm going. I feel like I'm just kind of running around. Triceramon. See, so these aren't too difficult. We can't get one hit KO, but we can do good damage. Although I bet he does good damage too. Oh no, okay. Let's do that back again. Right, so we can 2-hit Triceramon. 409 damage on the second attack, which is good. That should give us, yeah, so let's give us that extra level. So the good thing is, like, for every level we get as well, we gain a little bit of stats. So we're getting, like, extra damage to to go alongside that. Can't go anywhere this way. That's a bit of a pointless exercise. Yeah, so we're getting more damage. So obviously, as we're going through it and obviously getting leveled up, we're also doing more damage to everybody too. So, okay, it's quite confusing. I don't really know where I'm going here. Can't go that way. It's not like dead areas that don't go anywhere, but I feel like this is where I'm supposed to go because it's got someone has thankfully put a railing here for us. Yeah, see, so Renamon's taking fair damage, but nothing spectacular. I might heal him up after this attack, though. Oh, he tanked it. That's a pain. So yeah, I can do another attack. So like I was saying earlier about the extra speed, giving us that double attack. That's really useful. Although I haven't seen another gym recently, so I've got to go all the way back to the other area to just to train up. Seems quite extreme. So I did say I was going to heal up here. I am going to heal. We're not save scumming or anything like that. So I'm actually playing this as it is intended to be played, which is only using the save points available to us, and that's only the Digimon within the inns. I don't want to sort of get into the habit of save scumming it. I want to play the game as it's intended to be played, so we're going to play it that way. Right, I feel like we're going up here. Okay, that's definitely a Tyrannomon. Do we feel like we can actually take the Tyrannomon down yet or not? Okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. Let's go for it, guys. Let's go for it. Let's see what we got. Master Tyrannomon. Gainsley, fight with me. Sure, I just ate, so I'm at full power. Me too. Right on. This will show how strong I am. And we're very confident. I do like that. Like, we've got to be... You're pretty optimistic. Yeah, just a little bit. But it takes more than that to beat me. No, it doesn't. Confidence trumps all, doesn't it? Right, so we're going to go... Well, I mean, we've got to go straight in with what we're strong with. So we're going to go in with a Thunderbolt. Whether or not this does a lot of damage to Tyrannomon, I don't know. It doesn't do absolutely fuck all. We may have a problem here, guys. We may have a problem. Okay, actually, we tanked that quite well. If we just don't fuck this up, if we can get him down to like a decent amount of health, I think when Agumon or Greymon come out, or especially actually when Hookmon comes out with his massive damage, should be able to finish this one off. I think we're going to lose Renamon here though. Yeah, so I think Renamon might be able to take two more attacks, assuming they don't get any good ones. We need to do some good damage. Oh, he blocks it. Okay, all right. Well, that's really screwed us over. Master Ramos has blocked it, which means he's going to get an extra attack that we didn't do damage on us. And he managed to get us a crit as well. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to bring out... I'm going to bring out Monmon into Hookmon with the damage. I'm going to try and keep... Because he's our highest level, I'm going to try and keep... See, I don't know which one's going to be best here. Probably neither. So just do a basic attack. He's got high damage, so... No, he didn't do anything. Okay, alright, we got a problem. Right, let's try... Do we go Bug Buster, or do we go... Now, obviously, neither of them are actually strong against this guy. But, I don't know. I mean, this one seems to call for more MP, so should we try this? Is it higher damage attack? Because that does 141. So that's actually quite respectable. We should maybe do that again. And he doesn't do that much damage back. So we're going to go for Bug Buster again, because we know it works. And he blocks it, for fuck's sake. Right, we do get another attack in, so that's good. Hopefully he doesn't block this. He blocks it. Okay, alright, well, thank you very much, Master Tyrannomon. That's really appreciated. This is a big move. I'm not going to heal here. I am going to go in for Bug Buster. And he blocks it. Right, I think we're screwed here, guys. I don't know if we can... I don't know if we can save this now. I really expected to be further down his health pool than this, and we didn't make it. So we are struggling here. I think we're gonna really... Yeah, I think he's gonna end Monmon or Hookmon here. We've got to call out Agumon. If Agumon can do some damage, he only needs to do... There's like 706 damage there he did. Okay, right, let's bring him out. Guys, do we think we've got it? Do we think we've got this fight here? We'll do triple fight because we know that does massive damage. So, fingers crossed, everybody. He blocked one of those, but he got hit by 2. Is that enough? Oh, it's only 62 damage. Oh, no. Oh, no. Can we do it again? I need to hit with all 3, really. I mean, I'm guessing he's quite strong against fire, but... Okay, but he blocked the last one. It still didn't kill him, though. It's only 62 damage. I feel like we should be just doing a normal attack here, because... Don't do 7. Don't do 700. Okay, he didn't do any major damage. Can I beat him with just a standard attack? Oh, I beat him. Guys, we did it. We did it, and I didn't think we would, but we done it. That was by the skin of our teeth, wasn't it? Okay, we got 17 on Greymon. That was quite sketchy, I must admit. Master Tyranno, wow, kid, you're pretty good. I know. I'll give you this for defeating me. Yeah, I got the old claw. What does that do? Take that to the Sierra leader. Then he'll battle with you. Thanks, Master Tyranno. Sierra leader is pretty tough. Be on your guard. Okay, that's it. Let's have a look, see what that does then. Welcome to the chat if you're just joining. Thank you very much for the support. It's very, very appreciated. We're playing through Digimon World 3. We've just beaten Master Tyrannomon, which I didn't think we'd do. We lost 2 Digimon to it. Although Agumon was doing no damage at all, I do think he really was going to be fine there in that last ending thing, because he's got the health pool to sort of tank it at 860 HP, so we didn't really struggle there. Let's power charge him. We're going to just put a heal onto Renamon. We're going to put a heal onto Monmon. Probably a waste of a heal, but I don't want to sort of run back through the whole area with just 1 Digimon available. And did we have... What did he give us? He gave us the old claw. Claw with DNA of ancient beasts. Okay, I don't know what that does. Looks like some sort of equipped weapon though, so maybe we can give it to someone like Agumon maybe. See if that does any more damage to him. We'll have to have a look later on. We'll go back to Sierra City first. There's nothing now in here, I don't think. We didn't go down, so I think we might have a look down. No, not there. All the way back here. There's no fast travelling here. I think we went this way, didn't we? Did we go this way? I feel like we went this way. Okay, we're going to go back to Sierra City, I think. And what we'll do from there is maybe save up. And we can maybe do a little bit more later on. We'll get back to Sierra City first, just to make sure we're all safe and we actually have like a base point, like a checkpoint, so we know where to go next. Actually, we've got Ice Blow now for Cubimon. Fantastic. We're going to go back this way. I'm pretty sure this is the correct way. But yeah, I don't know how he landed that. You had his knees go then, didn't you? Right, so all the way back this way. All the way back this way. So we actually got like a different area to explore down that way, but we are going to go back first. I just want to confirm that we're because the Sierra City Gym Leader is the next one anyway. I think I'd rather do like a little bit more training. Monmon is still low level, or Hookmon is still lower level than the rest. So I do want him back up to the same level as everybody else. So we're going to get him back to level 15. I might do that off stream. Let's have a look at Ice Blow. So I might do that off stream. And then I can bring you guys back then when we've got him up to the same level. Not everyone wants to see us grinding levels out all day, so we might just do that first. Okay, Sierra City should just be here. Where do we want to go? So in here, I think it was. No, it wasn't in here. I keep getting this one wrong. So I wonder if so the Sierra City gym leader, he was in Protocol Ruins. I wonder if he's still there, or whether he's actually just gone back up to the top of the tower, which is where he should be, I believe. If he's gone back up there, we don't have to run all the way through the Protocol Ruins again. And I know, like, if it's anything like other games, once you've interacted with them in the correct space, they'll just move back to where they should be in later games. Once you've completed like the requirements. So I think we might try the tower first, but we are going to save up here. Okay, saving this up on stream. Thank you everybody for joining me today. Very, very appreciated. There is another chapter of Digimon World 3, first ever playthrough. We've beaten we've beaten Master Tyrannomon. We'll be moving on to Sierra City Gym Leader on the next stream. Thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I will catch you in the next stream, potentially a bit later on, if not tomorrow morning. Thank you very much, and I will catch you on the flip side, everybody.